I'm Alice Evan, and I live for adventure. On the road less travelled is where I want to be. Some of the most remote places left on Earth are only accessible by sea, so I need to learn how to sail. And I need a boat. Like the explorers of the past, I'll leave my home and journey across the water. See you later, New Zealand! And out there, in all that blue, as captain of my own ship, I'll be tested like never before. My course is set for the far-flung islands of the South Pacific, to discover the isolated people, raw beauty, and the secrets of those forgotten shores. Let the voyage begin. This is Tapu Wanuku, just over 9,000 feet, named after a Maori chief who was a great warrior. You know, this is the first mountain I ever climbed 20 years ago. Part of discovery and adventure is about stripping things back, and that opens you up to receiving and learning and growing. It's not just that I love adventure, it's like the air that I breathe. Life without adventure, to me, is a life without flavour. If you're going to places where a lot of tourists go, things just tend to be more contrived. I'm constantly searching for real experiences, raw experiences. That's what I live for. That's what I travel for. I just love being in places like this. It makes me feel alive. Every time I come up here, it just changes my perspective on life. Haven't knocked off Everest yet, but in a way, gonna knock off Everest out there on the ocean. That's the plan, but it's just so nice to get out here. This is one of my favourite mountains. You can see this from home. My house is about 120 kilometres in that direction. Every day I look at this mountain from my front lawn. This is me? Happy birthday to you! Whoa! Check that out, eh? I guess this can be seen as maybe good luck for our voyage coming up. I've been saying for a while now that for my next adventure, I plan to sail the South Pacific. I'm going to go places that you can only get to by water, really remote spots, to see what's there. The only trouble is, I don't know how to sail. But as a birthday gift, my good friend Rick has offered to take me on a sailing trip. Let me test out my sea legs. I figure if I can climb a mountain, I can sail a yacht.
The thing with Alice is he could be going to the top of some mountain, he could be going to the depths of the ocean, he could be doing anything. Nothing surprises me.
Alice likes to live right on the edge, you know. If it's not on the edge, it's not quite good enough.
You can always advise, you can talk to him. Yeah, he listens, but, you know, in one ear, out the other, so to speak. But that's the beautiful thing about him. He's just 100% effort. He's like a Jack Russell on a possum. And what more can you say?
We're 3 days away from leaving, and it is very open and exposed water, as you can imagine. And this time of the year, the hurricane season is creeping up as well, so we'll see how it works out.
Rick's plan is to sail from Havelock to the Kermadec, which are the northernmost islands of New Zealand, accessible only by boat. So I'm excited. It's going to take us about 4 days to get there.
It's exposed, isn't it?
It is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You see the spots you want to go, but everything in between is up to chance, you know.
At the end of the day, you want to get away from land. Let's go for it. Based on...
If I want to reach all of these far-off destinations that can only be reached by boat, then I want to do it alone. I want to sail my own vessel there. And if I can't hack it with Rick, all of a sudden this dream might die with this first journey. And I'm nervous about that. It's really make or break. I've been instructed to write the boat name on the back of all these life jackets, and when I asked why, he said when the dead body washes up on the beach, they know what boat it came from, so not something you want to hear when you first get on the boat. We're going to be hundreds and hundreds of miles away from any form of land or help, and that's part of the reason why we have to be so well prepared right now. Since I have no clue what I'm doing, Rick has brought along Bill, and Bill's a very experienced sailor. He's been sailing all of his life.
We got a gas leak where it shouldn't be a gas leak, but we'll have it fixed before we go.
Between Rick and Bill, I'm sure I'm in good hands. My only hope is that I can keep up. We've got a bit of weather coming, so right now we're in a bit of a rush to beat this weather before it gets too rough.
We are away. I'm looking forward to this.
We're away. Thank God.
Standing up the bow of the boat, just feeling that first sea breeze on my face. It's cold, it's invigorating. We're leaving land behind, no turning back. Woo! The wrong way. I know nothing about sailing. 4.5 knots and climb. Pretty choppy. I have been questioning my decision about this trip as I've been trying not to throw up. And if I look down into the cabin, Bill's reading a magazine with fine print about that big, as if it's just a nice sunny day out on his balcony. There's a lot more risks going offshore. There's a huge amount of exposure, and if there's a storm coming, there's nothing you can do. Oh, glad I did that. The winds are gusting up a bit, getting up around 26 knots. So we're just reducing sail area at the moment. Hold on, whoa. Okay, which one are we taking? That one? Go. What have I done wrong?
You go up, just wait.
That's better.
What do you reckon, Bill? Do you like these conditions?
Oh, this is beautiful, mate. Cold weather and rough sailing any day. That's what it's all about. Being alive and enjoying it.
I'm trying to imagine myself sailing my own vessel. I mean, I can't even be crew on Rick's vessel. I look at Bill and I look at Rick, and they seem to know what they're doing instinctively. They don't think, they just react. And there are so many more layers of complexity until you actually are on board. You don't even realise they exist. I don't think I was prepared for that. You've got to pretty much brace yourself the whole time in here, and just to kind of stay upright. So you look out the window and 1 second all you can see is sky, and the next minute the window's underwater. Oh man.
You alright?
Probably 15 to 20 miles off Raoul Island in the Kermadec, and just looking forward to landfall.
Have we got land inside or?
We have. Raoul Island is dead ahead.
Oh, cool, fantastic.
I'll tell you what, it feels like we've been at sea for like 3 weeks. These islands are so remote, you know, you can't fly here. The only way you can access these places is by doing exactly what we're doing. To me, this is the epitome of travel, the epitome of freedom. It's been a while since I've been for a dive. The Kermadec Trench is just out off the coast here, not far. It goes down to 10,000 metres. And with that, you get these massive big upwellings of current. And of course, that brings the nutrients right up to the surface. What I expect to see is a massive array of fish life. Not just the diversity of species, but massive numbers as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting to go and stick a head under the water and see what's there. Wow, this place is teeming with life. It's easy to see why New Zealand has fought to make this a reserve. It's paying dividends. The Kermadec Islands are part of a chain of volcanoes, much of them underwater. It's certainly been a challenge getting here, but we get down here, it all makes it worthwhile. These Galapagos sharks are so intrigued with me. They're really curious creatures. You might find this a little bit intimidating. And I do have a very healthy respect for sharks. But these guys are just too beautiful to be afraid of. The Kermadec Islands are so remote, very few people would dive in these waters. And chances are I'm looking at part of the planet that nobody has ever laid eyes on before. Whoa! Look at this guy. He's a groper, and this is his home inside this little cave. These guys can live to 40 or 50 years old. So with this area being a marine reserve, this guy will not be disturbed and get to live a long, full life. Rick and Bill are calling me back up to the surface. I hope everything's okay up there. Let's head up.
We've just had a weather report, and it doesn't look too bright for us where we are. It's actually formed in a tropical storm.
I mean, is it an option to stay here? Is there somewhere we can shelter?
No, there's no option to stay here at all. There's no shelter around this island.
It won't take long to get to the area we are.
The only approach is to leave and have a head start, and it's the downside. You can't outrun a storm.
You should have bought a faster boat, mate.
I think we should pack our bags and get going now before it gets any worse. Okay, we're away, thank God. We might have to just push as hard as we can to get as far as we can, as quick as we can. Just hope we beat it.
I've always wanted to come to the Kermadecs and to finally get here and have that chance and then have that whipped out from underneath our noses. We haven't even stepped foot on the island. Bill and Rick have made the hard captain's decision, and even though it goes against the grain for me, that's what we have to do, run back home. We've got a bit of a problem. We've been sailing through the night with good wind. This morning it picked up around 25 knots, and the joint between the mainsail and the mast broke, called the gooseneck. Well, right now, the guys have gone up front, and they're just manually trying to pull the sail down just to reduce sail area. It's getting rougher. Not quite sure what we're going to do from here.
You're only reliant on yourself and what you have on board. That is good for the emergency, for everybody to pull together, have a look and think about what to do, and just realise how vulnerable one can be out in the ocean.
We're says if we don't get the mainsail fixed, we won't be able to outrun the storm. And that's a big problem.
That's it. Time again.
Beauty. Sailing again, mate. It took a bit of doing, but we managed to knock the pin out and replace it with a stainless steel bolt. And then get that mainsail back up, so we're back up and running and hopefully getting back on course.
Hey!
There's the culprit.
There's the one who created all the grief. But hey, well done, guys.
There's been more than a few times I've been second guessing this journey of mine. Out there in the blue, beyond the horizon, they're all the places that I want to go. But I realised in order to get there, I first have to learn how to sail. Sailing's all about harnessing the power of the wind, and I need to learn how to sail, and I need to start from the very basics. Just take it one step at a time and work my way up. I've teamed up with a guy, Tim, who's a sailing instructor, and he's going to teach me how to sail a dinghy. If you can sail a dinghy, then you can sail a yacht. The fundamentals are the same.
So if your boat's pointing straight into the wind, which is shown by this arrow here, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not pointing at where you're trying to get to.
So you've got to zigzag into the wind.
Zigzagging upwind is called tacking or beating.
Let's have a go at doing some jibes. Upwind's this way.
Oh, it's sinking the right of no. I hope a big boat isn't as tippy as this.
All the fundamentals are the same.
I was hoping it was going to get easier in a bigger boat. That didn't work so well. When I make a mistake, it just tells me instantly. Oh, seems like a long journey ahead of me.
It certainly is.
No, I mean just to actually be able to sail my own boat, let alone the journey of where I'm going to head with it.
Oh!
And he's in.
Oh!
Nippy. You alright there?
Oh, this sucks. It's so cold.
You're getting good at this. I think you're going to be the master of the capsize recovery, getting in heaps of practice.
Why do we do this in the summertime?
So you ready to cross the Pacific?
It's not easy, is it? I'm going to master this. I grew up in this little country town, and I guess as a kid my life was quite sheltered. Not just geographically, but my parents were very safety conscious. And in a way, I think that frustrated me. I think I always just maybe pushed the boundaries a little bit because of that. Maybe I'm still rebelling.
Alice was born on the 22nd of September 1972. Is that right, Rob?
I don't know. To go back a little bit further, we lost a niece who we'd been caring for 4 years. She was hit by a car. So we decided that we would like another child. Alice is that person. When he was born, I thought this child is different. I just saw something there, this probing mind and wants to know about everything and how to do things. I think it's in the genes. I had an uncle, Gordon Lukey, and he was described as the country's first Iron Man.
Uncle Gordon had a determination. He would sit up on a pole, and Mum always said that he was always doing silly things, but he always did different things. He pushed a wheelbarrow between Wellington and Auckland.
He was as tough as Alice, and maybe as stupid.
That was something a bit different to anybody else, and that's where Alice is a bit like that.
I guess he does like thrills. He's an adventurer.
We are proud of what he does, but yeah, even though it's very worrying.
You can't have pride without the worry.
A bit blustery today. We've got a fair bit of wind on the water, so I'm looking forward to getting out amongst it.
Okay, there we go.
Is that looking all right?
That's looking good.
Going to be sailing with Dave today. Dave's from South Africa. He's been sailing all of his life, and I'm going to be moving up to a real yacht. It's going to be great. Dave's going to be teaching me how to trim the sails, and trimming the sails is really shaping the sails in order to get the maximum potential out of the wind.
Common novice error to have sails oversheeted because they look fantastic, but they're actually not doing the job that they're meant to be doing. You've been in an aeroplane, right?
Yep.
So when an aeroplane is coming into land, essentially what that pilot is doing is he's giving the wing more shape so that he can have more lift at a slower speed. The air that's flowing over the top of the wing has got further distance travel than the airplane over the bottom of the wing, which creates the lift. So if you have to turn that on its side, we've essentially got two aeroplane wings that are working together to sail this boat.
All right, coming about. Nice. Birds are impressed.
In these very light conditions, you want to make sure that everything's a little bit rounder, got a little bit more shape to it. As soon as it gets a bit heavier, you want everything to be in really nice and tight.
When I first started sailing, I thought you just hoist the sails and you take off. It's such a science. It takes constant attention. So gradually, by trial and error, I'm learning what's right and what's wrong. Finally found a yacht. I've been looking for a long time. You know, it's a big financial commitment, but I think I'm going to take the plunge. Her name is Rory Moore, which is Gaelic for Big Red. It's got all the things that I need for offshore cruising. I need a water maker. I need large fuel and water capacity. I need a generator, solar panels. I need a windmill. It's a steel hull. It's insulated. You know, having a yacht now all of a sudden opens up access to all of these places that I haven't had a chance to go before. I'm testing Rory Moore out along the shores of New Zealand, and every time I go out I just get a little more confident at the helm. Yeah, it's all starting to get real now. Got my boat, done my training. I still feel like there's something lacking. Just being able to talk to somebody who can give me a bit more of an insight into the things that I might come across or things that I need to watch out for. That's what I feel like I'm lacking now. Been asking around the marina, and there's a name that keeps popping up, Bungie. He's a bit of a local legend, and apparently he's done what I'm hoping to do. And he lives out on this island. And I'm told that I should come out and talk to him, and I'm also told that I need a ticket. I'm here with my ticket. All I need now is a ride. This must be him.
Gotta be Alice.
Good to finally meet you.
Yeah.
I bought a ticket. I was told I needed to bring a ticket.
Yeah,
there we go.
That'll be handy. I'm sure we'll do something with that. We'll definitely find out who's who.
You built the house?
Yeah.
So did you start with the design, or you just started
No,
building it?
just freestyling, you know. Freestyling.
And you're off the grid here, right?
Yeah, there's no water or power or, you know, just everything solar power and that's it.
Can we have a look inside?
This is basically it.
Check out the view.
Yeah.
The sea, literally high tide, is like 5 metres out the door.
It's right there, isn't it?
Fantastic.
I've got it pretty well set up. It's after living on a boat. It's not that hard. It's just got to change.
Just got to think before you turn.
Yeah, well, you just make sure you turn things off.
I can see looking around the house, everywhere has a story. People have signed their names on the wall and written notes.
Yeah, you know, and you can sit there and just read, oh, yeah, that was fun.
You're surrounded by all of your memories.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories here, that's for sure. This is the shower. This is it here. This is Narnia.
There's a whole other wing of the house.
Yeah. But the water comes right up underneath here, right? Not through the floor, but...
Yeah. But literally, you could step out into the sea. You could fish out the door.
Yeah. I got a bottle of champagne in the fridge for you, so.
In this fridge? There's that's your bedroom?
Yeah, that's our bedroom.
Yeah. Wow, look at the view. It's 360 degrees.
Yep.
Seriously, if I had a bedroom like this, I wouldn't get out of bed ever.
Yeah, so that's that.
Things you brought back from your trip.
Yeah, that's from Vanuatu.
Can I have a look?
Yeah.
What is it?
This chief carved it for me.
Life memories. That's what it's all about. I'm not going to ask about this one. What do you reckon, Bungie? Would you be happy to come out for a sail with us for a few days and maybe teach me a few things?
How much do you know?
Not much. That's what scares you the most, you know, because you don't know how much you don't know.
I've been sailing since I was 9 years old, and I'm still learning every bloody time I go out. Every time. Because it's never the same. Been around the world a few times. The hardest thing now is trying to find those places where you can have it to yourself.
You've done what I'm intending to do.
You'll be all right.
You haven't seen me on the boat yet, mate. I have to admit, when I first met Bungie, I was a little suspect. He's just a little bit crazy. But I think that's one of the things I like most about him. I kind of feel like there's a bit of his spirit inside of me.
If you go to sea, you find out where you stand in life. Because no one else is there. It's only you.
That's one of the things that I think I enjoy about it. It's healthy to feel small, because as human beings...
If you don't become small, you're not going to grow. When you look at the Pacific Ocean, which is 10,000 miles across, nothing romantic about that, eh?
Yeah.
You've got to hit rock bottom. You need to be crying, and then you'll be reborn as a person, you know?
You put fireworks in here?
Yeah. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Great stuff, man. Hey, welcome aboard, man.
Yeah, good.
Welcome on the my ship.
The mighty ship, eh?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah.
I see you bought your ticket. That's great, right? I mean, I really feel like I can learn so much from you. So, yeah, I really appreciate you coming on board.
To help someone else go out there on the journey that I've been on and had, you know, it's cool. It's like, yeah, grab the pattern. Run, boy, run.
Bungie's brought me to the spot. Can't really tell you where I am, to be honest, because he's sworn me to secrecy.
Ready for it, big boy?
I don't know. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Well, we'll find out when we get there. This is it, big boy. See up there? There's some oysters. Really good oysters around that bend. And I want you to go and get some.
Why don't we bring the boat over?
No.
You want me to swim? Do I get the baton after this?
It's only the beginning. What, you're like, I hand you the bat and say, right, I'm finished. Right, we won.
That's it.
No, you've got your lap to do. My dad made us all do this, so bring them back and show your appreciation to me.
I don't like the cold.
Just get the small ones out of the sweet ones.
Hold my jacket. Don't get sand on it. It's always the way. Do you wade in slowly and let the water kind of come up, or do you just jump in? I never know.
You're almost there.
No idea how cold this is.
It's warming up now, though, isn't it?
What the hell does this have to do with sailing?
Just manning you up. Yep, carry on straight ahead. Look pretty white. What have I done to him? You hate me.
I know. Pull me up.
Well done. That's it. No falling overboard this time of the year, big boy. Dad didn't make us do any of that.
It's there. Oh, it's winter. It's like 5 degrees, that water. Gross. That's really good, mate.
What do you reckon? Now you're glad, eh? Now you're really glad that you went and got those.
I don't even like oysters.
That must have been one that's off. This one will taste a lot better.
If I have this, I want the batten.
Can't hand you the batten straight over like that, but you're definitely halfway there.
That's it. I'm going home.
So now you know what cold's like. The distance from the gunnel of the boat to the water is like falling over a 100-foot cliff, because it's going to have the same result. You fall over the side, you're dead.
I hope you'd write a really nice obituary for me.
I would.
Good. You'd say some nice things?
I'd ask where the batten is.
You'd want it back. Bungie, there's kind of two sides to him. This is a guy that built his own boat and left with $30 in his pocket and sailed the world. I mean, sure, you can still crack jokes and laugh, but when he's sailing, he's all business, and I like that too. And more importantly, I can learn something from this guy that might save my life. We've got a good steady breeze around 20 knots. Bungie's been teaching me little tricks, the finer arts of sailing that I'm still trying to grasp right now, starting to kind of get into the rhythm. Are you going more on feel, or are you going on...
feel. You're a little bit high now, you know, so you can feel that.
Yeah, I'm definitely oversteering. Yeah.
You're flattening out.
Yeah.
The other way.
There's a real sweet spot.
Yeah, you're onto it. The only thing you're going to feel now is if you don't steer properly is a wrath in your ear.
You're going to shout at me. I feel like I'm racing against the clock a bit. It's not long before I need to head off. So I'm trying to pack in as much learning as I can, and I don't feel like I'm really going to be ready in time, Bungie.
If you're not scared, I'd be worried. You never stop being scared. The only pressure is to survive. Because if you don't get it right, you're not going to survive.
Why are you helping me?
I was helped along. Old sea captain spotted the passion in me and he helped me, so you just pass it on. The other reason I'm helping is because it obviously needs it.
I'm liking you less and less. You can get off any time. The day is finally come and I leave tomorrow. Wow, hard to believe. And so tonight, going to have a few friends pop over to the boat and I get a chance to say goodbye.
Ah, there you are, Alice. Here we go, big boy.
Hey, Bungie, how are you, mate?
Good.
You really?
The time is nigh. The time is nigh.
I'd shake your hand, but it looks like you'll drop something. What do you got there?
This is the goodies, man.
What is that?
Now, these are cans, so I've taken the labels off them. The deal with this is that when, you know, it's a bit shitty or you know, got a bit stale and all the rest, and you don't feel good, you open one of these cans, but it's to lighten the mood up a wee bit, you know?
Happy hour.
Yeah. So here they are. Try and guess what they are, and then have a bit of a chuckle, you know?
Not oysters, is it?
We'll have to see. You're on your way. You know, that's it.
To wave the baton
Yeah,
now?
you got it.
I do.
Yeah, until you screw up, man.
You've been worried about me, mate.
What I'm worried about is what I haven't told you.
I'm really worried about that too. How are you? Cheers. Cheers. Thanks for coming by. Wait, that's not cat food, is it? Bungie suggested doing the can party, and so we thought, well, why not? We're going to invite a few friends over and have a little bit of a celebration. Everyone's turned up with a can. I'm not really going to relax until I see land slip away. I'm really nervous. Seriously, man, you should come with me. Please.
On a trip like this, you're never ready.
Hey, Alice.
I can't send you off without a decent cake, mate.
I'm going to blow out the candles and make a wish, right? Here's to An adventure.
Now you're officially the captain of the ship.
I hope that's not symbolic. I just cut Rory Moore's hull in half. I'm not setting out to break any sailing records. I mean, people have been sailing around the world for hundreds of years. This is a real personal journey. Just going out and discovering the places, meeting the people, learning from the cultures. That's what I live for. So this is it. The clock goes back to 0. Day 1. I need somebody to put a little mark. Start checking the days off. I'm headed out into the Pacific Ocean. My course is set north towards the Kingdom of Tonga. But on the way, I want to return to the Kermadec Islands. This time, on my own, as captain. Got a good forecast. It's going to be a bit of wind, but at least it's going to be behind me the majority of the way. Mixture of emotions right now. Feel sad, excited, terrified. No turning back now. Well, I could turn back, but I'm not going to. If you're doing things in life that excite you and scare you at the same time, you're probably doing the right thing. See you later, New Zealand! Not too far away from the Kermadecs. With a bit of luck, I'm going to get a chance to set foot on land this time. The average person isn't able to go there. You have to have special permits to be able to visit the islands, and it's absolutely critical that I don't introduce any foreign species from the mainland over to this island. Currently there are about 7 Department of Conservation staff that actually live on the island, and their primary objective is to eradicate invasive species introduced by man. I've done the first leg of this journey as captain of my own ship. I can't wait to step foot on Royal Island and finally tick that box off my list. I was denied that opportunity once, and I won't be denied again. Royal Island. This is Rory Moore. Do you copy?
Rory Moore, this is Royal Island. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Rory Moore, out. The waters around Royal Island are protected. There's only 2 or 3 landing sites on the island, and the majority of the time it's too rough to land anyway. All this coastline around this island, and this is the best spot to land. I can't believe it. It's a bit of a crazy landing spot. And the old derrick here, I've seen it in so many historic photographs, unloading ships. The Department of Conservation staff use it for launching their boats. From here, there's a flying fox, and it looks like they take everything up on a cliff about 200 metres up there. Man, I didn't think I was going to get a chance to come back to this island, but here I am, terra firma. Now I get to go and explore. You look at a chart of the Pacific and you see this tiny little pinprick of an island here, and you can't imagine the deep and diverse history that's gone on here. Both the geological history to the human history, which has gone back since the 13th century. Initially, the Eastern Polynesians used this as a stopping off point as they were exploring the islands of the South Pacific. They wanted to take fresh food, and so they brought rats in cages on their dugout canoes. And of course, when they arrived at the island, some of those rats would escape, and that was how rats first colonised the island. Just because I'm arriving They've set out these traps all along the coast just in case I introduce anything to the island that wasn't here before.
Much of our work is about not finding stuff, whether it's weeds or pests. And every day we don't find stuff is a great day.
Wow! This is a crater of a volcano. You can see the dead trees here from the last explosion.
That's called Devastation Ridge there, the old damage from the 2006 volcano.
Yeah. So this place is still very much active, isn't it?
You see rocks that have tumbled off freshly in places.
You had one of your staff members actually killed here, didn't you, with a small eruption?
Mark Kearney was lost here in 2006. I guess it keeps us really mindful about the need to have the respect for the place.
Are you nervous about it ever going off again?
Could happen tomorrow, or it could be another 20 years. But the last time it did happen, it happened without any warning at all. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Each of these frames has been handmade and each of them are different. Some real characters have come through this place, I can see, and it seems like a lot.
More people get to Everest than they ever get to Raoul Island. The primary work here is weed control at this stage. Back when the island was farmed, the legacy of that is a number of weeds.
You got some weeds for me to pull?
Absolutely, yes.
This is for you.
For me? Yeah.
This is for you to wear. This is how you actually find weeds.
Really?
Yeah, you got to have the right look.
Okay, this is the look of it.
And the weeds are attracted to that.
All right. You going to show me what to do?
These are like our most wanted search and destroy, all of these. Brazilian buttercup, black passion fruit, purple guava, castor oil, macadamia. And they're just like a legacy of people who came here. If they were left to themselves, they'd just destroy the native forest.
What bearing are we on, Lan?
Let's say 85 degrees.
So you've got to stick to that bearing. I think you're veering off, Alice. You're already a metre off your bearing. We actually are looking for weeds when we do this.
I figured that.
Passion fruit! Woo! So what we've got here is a bunch of little passion fruit seedlings. We call it an inf or an infestation, and these keep coming up and we'll keep nailing them until there's no seed left in the ground.
Literally about 200 here in this little patch. It's kind of like weeding your garden, only in a forest. This is seriously like looking for a needle in a haystack, only the haystack's really big. So how have you got on top of this weed problem on the island?
Dedication from a lot of people for a long time and being patient. One needle in the haystack at a time, get rid of the weeds off Raoul Island.
I feel so lucky that I got to step foot on land here and explore. But I got to keep moving. My home's out there, floating on the water. My journey continues. Raoul Island. This is Rory Moore, en route to Tonga, and just want to say thanks very much for having me.
Hey, yeah, no worries. It was good to have you here, and I enjoy the rest of your journey.
Thanks, mate. All right. Rory Moore out.